He's like, can you believe they're making good wings this good 20 miles from Buffalo? They're not even in Buffalo. That's crazy.
Right.
Welcome to Western New York, a.k.a. Buffalo.
Yeah. I mean, even look at us, the Buffalluminati Podcast. How much do we cover that's specifically about the city of Buffalo, and how much is actually the 716 as a whole, which is what we aim for? You know,
because that's, if you're from here, that's Buffalo.
Right.
And, even Jamestown, we see you.
If you're going to serve wings or ranch, I don't want to do business with you. I get up and leave, even if I don't get the wings. It's either blue cheese or wings, and go fuck wings.
That's right, never mind who you thought it was. This is the Buffalluminati Podcast, your keeper of Buffalo's secrets. We got a great episode for you today, but first, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'm your host, Jake, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jeff. Jeff, how's it going, man?
Hey, it's going great, my brother. And like I always say, some people are just born to cook and talk. Maybe not me. I don't know about me, but I know our guy is that guy.
Our guy is that guy. Of course, we're back with another episode of Triple D, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Another episode from Buffalo. This time we are going to Grover's out there on Transit in Williamsville. And I think it was a great episode. We recorded it along with the other one. And we just had so much to say that we had to make it into two separate episodes.
Yeah, we did end up with a lot of content. It's just like, I don't know. So many moments, so many things came up, so much food. I've never wanted probably meatloaf more in my entire life.
I think we had 90 minutes total recording time for 2 7-minute clips. We talked a lot.
Yeah, food,
a lot
food's a good motivator.
Absolutely. No, you're good. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out the Moon mini episode that I did, a little solo cast while I was out at the bar checking out the lunar eclipse. See if that gets any more views than the solar eclipse live special. We had a lot of fun with that. Yeah.
I wish that was a yearly event like the tailgate. I wish I could look forward to the eclipse this year, but
I don't know how that would be for the environment.
Or probably not good.
Or people. I feel like a lot of people would just start freaking out if that happened every year.
Well, yeah. I mean, suddenly, but if it happened every year, all the time.
That's true.
If we were used to it, it'd be cool.
All right. Anyway, on to Guy.
And here I am. Once again in Buffalo, New York.
No, he doesn't.
Fresh over there at Grover's, whatever year this was.
They're like, make sure that kitchen is clean and you pave that parking lot.
We're going to get new parking bumpers in here. That looks brand new. That whole parking lot.
Yeah, that line is crisp. The parking line, like it's just got a little bit of a tire track over it, but it's like not faded. They got the gardeners out there on the shrubs.
Guy Fieri just put that tire track on there. When he pulled
probably he's skidding sideways. I'm Guy. Skirt.
And here I am. Triple D once again.
We only drift in Flavortown.
Here I am, East Amherst, New York, about 20 miles from downtown Buffalo, to visit a place that's been voted Best Burgers 3 years running. Now, that's enough of a reason to visit a joint, right? But get this, there's a kicker. This place was actually the old hunting lodge for Grover Cleveland. You know, Grover Cleveland, the president? Isn't that cool? Here we are at Grover's.
So I didn't know that about Grover's. Cool. That's pretty cool.
I feel like I've heard that because I've seen this episode before, but it was so long ago.
Yeah. I know that it was named after Grover Cleveland in particular, but yeah, that's just that part of the thing I didn't really know about because with the Western New York area, it's all about McKinley.
Guy Fieri's our president.
And I will say, actually, before we even dive into the food here, you and I have both been to Grover's together at the same time, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So we do have experience here. It's a little dated. It's probably going back to when these episodes were airing.
Honestly, yeah, it was probably after the episode, but not long. Within a couple of years.
I do remember that they had his poster and stuff up there by the time we had made it. And if I remember correctly, I'm thinking back, I think you and a couple other buddies took me around my 21st birthday is when we went.
Maybe. Either way, we've both been there.
Right. We've both been to Grover's, and I mean, stamp of approval. It is a solid burger joint. We've been talking all these burger joints, but I mean,
and not all of them have the stamp of approval, but Grover's
does.
Had a stamp of approval, and I might have to try that cheeseburger soup next time because.
Yeah, well, we haven't even gotten to the cheeseburger soup yet. We'll talk about that when
It's on the headline.
Yeah,
it's on the headline of the video. I'm sorry. Spoilers.
That's true. Spoiler alert.
Huge. It's like a sewer lid on a bun.
Big bruiser. That is a big burger, yes.
Medium wings.
Parmesan cheese really mellows out the heat.
Where'd you learn all that?
Your shows.
That's awesome.
I get wanting a big burger.
That kid was cool as hell.
He was. I liked him. But I understand liking and wanting a big burger, big juicy meaty burger. I would never say, oh, it's the size of a sewer cover. I don't want to associate sewer with my burger. Like, no.
Yeah, you could have said a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Could have said a Frisbee.
You don't want a Frisbee because a Frisbee's thin. You do need something that's kind of thicker and big and heavy, but I just don't think sewer or manhole cover is
like a discus.
Yeah. All right, but anyway.
Back to the.
How about truck tire? I'll give you. Chewy, but still. I'm reading too much into this. On to the burgers.
I'm just going to grab a ball here.
What size patty are we making?
About 12 ounces for the bruiser burger.
The size of a brain.
We tend to give more than we're supposed to.
Do you give them a prize, a t-shirt, or anything if they finish?
Just to do the quick math on that, 12 ounces is approximately 3/4 of a pound.
Right.
So bigger than any burger you're going to get.
3 times.
Yeah.
3 times your average burger size.
Right. Yeah. The average patty is 1/4 pound. You want a really healthy burger, about a 1/2 pound of meat, or even a 1/3 pound is actually pretty sustaining. So to have almost a pound of meat on a patty, that you're putting some work in.
Yeah.
Drop it from way up and let it just go whack.
Put the onions on top.
Got that
now
Buffalo.
Grover crumbly blue cheese. And then Grover's, we overdo everything. Then
She got that Buffalo accent going.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's good. Good representation.
Right.
And in 1 minute, you're going to be eating the bruiser. You want me to put a napkin in?
You have like a bed sheet or something here that's available? Wow, that's a big burger.
Took all the veggies off.
When you're doing a show like this and you want to break it down, like, what onions taste like, what lettuce and tomato, and you can just tell by looking at it whether or not it's going to be good or bad. And obviously they're using their freshest, best looking ingredients. The thing that he's trying to taste to like break it down to the nitty gritty is, how's that burger now that it's been seasoned and cooked and everything? How is they steamed the blue cheese. So how is that mixture of, because I've never really seen someone do the steaming of the blue cheese. They usually just crumble it on afterwards, or they'll just do the sauce on the bun, if you're going a blue cheese route on a burger. So for them to actually do it like it's American or just whatever cheese you're putting on a cheeseburger and doing it on the flat top and doing the steam to melt it, like, that's unique and special. So probably why people go for it.
Is that enough burger? I mean, you guys are from Texas.
Way too much for me. But it is.
Way too much for me because you're a Nope, sorry.
My God.
Meatloaf with fries.
We always have the wings.
Single order of medium wings.
And get a load of this one.
Cheeseburger soup.
Yep, cheeseburger soup.
All right, Jeff, now you can talk about the cheeseburger soup. We saw another meatloaf that looked delicious, and then the wings too.
Yeah.
every Buffalo place has wings, and most of them do them well. And if you don't, you're going to get closed down. But cheeseburger soup.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want to try it. I don't have much to say about it. It looks awesome. I'm not a big soup guy. That's my thing. It's like when I sit down in a restaurant, never really asking for the soup, but like I probably have to go get a bruiser and a cheeseburger soup on the side.
Oh, you think you can handle both?
Well, I mean, we might have to get a to go, but at least try some. Try and eat a little bit of both.
Right.
But it just looks like a good soup. And I had, I like a cheeseburger pizza. I had a cheeseburger pizza. It's a little interesting. So I feel like, cheeseburger subs. Everybody's had a cheeseburger sub. So cheeseburger soup, man, it's probably pretty good.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. And what I like about actually this is, when we do burger beef, we're talking about restaurants that are opening or suddenly closing, and we don't have a lot of time left, so we have to go to them. But these are places that have been around a while and long enough that these episodes are now old. So we can go to all of these places, check in on them, see if they're still up to snuff. Obviously, Grover's is still a staple, so I don't think much has changed there. Lake Effect Diner has been a staple. It did change ownership, so we'll have to see what the differences are. But it's going to be, I think that it's going to be a little bit more fun than having to do these restaurants like Sizzles that, they're closing down in 2 weeks. We got to make it there before. Yeah. And then there's no chance.
Let's just rush there on a random day. And
yeah. These are places we can go enjoy and,
yeah,
actually
I can't wait.
Sit down. So coming soon to a YouTube channel that's right here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe.
Soften up, Chad. All right, now you can give me the onions.
Got it?
We have to wait now for these to sweat out.
Sweat those down, turn them translucent.
Just want to point out, let me go back here a second. Another spotless kitchen.
But you see the flat top is nice and seasoned.
Yeah.
Clean but seasoned.
Yes, for sure.
It's good stuff.
Well, she was dripping the fryer grease, which I've never seen a place do, but it's I like the strategy behind it.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too.
And now here's the new burger that they're serving here at Grover's. This is the 4-pounder.
Buffalluminati takes on the 4-pound burger challenge.
I would eat the hell out of that burger.
Should see if there's any food challenges around here that we can tag team.
I may have a huge gout flare up next week.
Why can't you come into work, Jeff? Gout. We were filming a podcast and I got gout.
I got the gout.
But we won the challenge. You treat it like a sports injury.
If you don't have gout and you eat a 4-pound burger, you will have gout after that. It's like a guarantee.
Probably, you know what? Neither of us are medical doctors, but I think that is scientifically sound information.
For sure.
Who made this recipe up?
Actually, I did. I just played with it, and this is what happened.
We're really going to put lettuce and tomato in this.
Yes, we are. Is there lettuce on a cheeseburger?
Well, I know there is, but I don't know about this.
It does look so good. I mean, you probably can't have it, but that looks so good.
I can't, no, because it's cream and cheese, basically.
It's a lot of cream and cheese in there.
But I understand his reservations with putting lettuce in there. Tomatoes I can get, the beef, obviously.
But I also like her logic.
But yeah,
so
I mean,
cheeseburger, isn't it?
She just shattered, your logic with that. Then I would almost hope you put some pickles or something in it, but
that'd probably be fire.
Right.
A couple of pickles in there.
Invented in Buffalo, but Grover's has taken it to a whole nother level.
Out of everything, what's your favorite?
I'm gonna have to say the wings.
Gotta have good wings.
You always have to have good wings.
If you want to maintain and sustain in Buffalo.
I mean, these guys, Grover's could get away with just like the cheeseburger soup being the staple, but to have, but it's just a good idea. I feel like, they talk about, Gen Z and millennials, that everyone's about chicken fingers and stuff like that because we all have the palates of a 5-year-old and not a lot of people like to develop outside of that. But for Buffalo, that instead of chicken fingers, not that we can't put away some chicken fingers, but wings is that thing that like you keep on the menu as the safe item.
Right. And I feel like it's not really that hard. Like, you got like bars that just like dive bars, diners, drive-ins, and dives, like a dive bar that'll nail wings. And like they might not have anything else going for them, but it's like you can order wings and they'd be fire. Mm-hmm. And like it's weird that like it seems hard sometimes outside of like the Buffalo area for restaurants to make good wings when it's really not that hard. It's not rocket science. It's pretty simple.
I think a problem a lot of places have here and abroad that make bad wings is cook time. It's not something you can rush. You really got to put a good 15, 20 minutes into the fryer to get a properly cooked through crispy wing that's not going to be chewy and rubbery. It's going to have the skin on the outside. It's not going to be dry on the inside. And that's how you get a crispy wing. And then, just making sure, like you said, your sauces are on point, whether you want to put brown sugar in whatever you said or, Frank's and butter. But
Frank's butter and brown sugar, that's the ticket. A little bit of brown sugar in that bad boy.
That's not my recipe, but I'll take your word for it.
Telling me.
All right.
It's fire.
I got my own secret ingredient.
Oh.
We'll go over it one day. All right, let's see how let's figure out how they do their wings.
And hey, since they're just 20 miles from Buffalo, wings off! They're doing what they gotta do.
Invented in Buffalo.
They're kind of making it out like this place, they say 20 miles from downtown Buffalo. They're practically in Buffalo. I mean, it's a 10-minute drive to be in the city of Buffalo. They're right, it's Buffalo. I would not consider that not Buffalo area,
right.
Maybe not proper city.
That's an outsider's perspective.
Right.
We do know that. We know that's Buffalo.
Right.
But
when you hear...
he's like, can you believe they're making good wings this good 20 miles from Buffalo? They're not even in Buffalo. That's crazy.
Right.
Welcome to Western New York, a.k.a. Buffalo.
Yeah. I mean, even look at us, the Buffalluminati Podcast. How much do we cover that's specifically about the city of Buffalo, and how much is actually the 716 as a whole, which is what we aim for?
Because that's, if you're from here, that's Buffalo.
Right.
And, even Jamestown, we see you.
Yeah, all the way down to, the like Jamestown, Fredonia, we recognize you. Out to like Batavia there, and up in like Lockport, Alcott, Lewiston, up to the lake. And I know that some people will argue that, Niagara and Erie County aren't all the same, but they call it the Buffalo Niagara region for a reason. So let's get off our territorial high horses here.
Right. And you can get good wings at any of those places you mentioned.
Right. One of the signature wing spots is out there in, what is it, Middleport, Gasport, Ponies with their sweet sauce wings. Like
Ponies, yeah.
That's a place that people travel to. Imagine. And that's way outside. That's way further than Grover's from the city. It's
like an hour from Buffalo, probably.
Yeah. So, it's the region. We call it home, and we do wings really well.
Garlic, Parmesan, buffalo wings.
Okay.
Get them started.
And how hot's the fryer?
It's about 400 degrees.
And you go from raw all the time?
Always. Okay. Let them go for 14 to 15.
That's another thing. Cook from raw. You don't par cook and That's why everyone has a problem with Anchor Bar nowadays, is because they pre-cook their wings and then they drop them for a quicker cook time when they're ordered. Which I'm not saying it's not acceptable, but it's just, you really do want, like I said, 15 to 20 minutes in the fryer. Let them crisp up. Then you hang them. You let them dry out. That's how you get the crispy skin. And then you sauce them. And hopefully get them to the customer as soon as possible, because it's like anything else. It's sauced, it's going to absorb the,
Right. And already, 15, 20 minutes cook time. That's already on the high side.
Right, you want to get that dish out as quick as possible, too.
Butter. This is fresh garlic that we chop in advance. Then a little grated Parmesan cheese. Then the buffalo hot sauce.
I like where you went with this. My mouth's starting to water already.
Shake them up. I don't like them to stick together, which they sometimes do. Okay, let's grab our sauce. Dump them in there.
Now, garlic parm has never been my favorite because I've always thought like it just tastes like butter and like Parmesan. Like I barely even get like it. Like I don't like it when it's like, and it's usually more of a dry rub, I guess, and maybe that's why I don't like it. Although I do like.
Well, with the butter, the way the butter attaches to the wing, it's not like a sauce. It kind of like dries up on it.
Right.
So you get that.
So the stuff I've had, and I haven't had Grover's, and I'm wondering if it's like normal to put hot sauce in it because I feel like the stuff I've had has not had hot sauce because it's more like I said on the dry side. And you don't really like by the time you eat the wing, you feel like nothing has really stuck to it. But she didn't call it hot though. She just said that they were garlic parm wings.
Yeah, and I mean that. But
so I'm wondering if that's like just their base level, like for garlic parm.
It is.
Like it's not
for them. It is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that seems unique to them.
Yeah,
because most places it seems just bare.
And then you pour all that sauce on top?
Depends on how saucy you like them.
I'm saucy.
You're saucy, so just give it a little.
Yes. I respect any place that gives you a little pour of top on the sauce on that like that. You can toss them and they're going to be fine. But just to give it that little extra oomph, you have some on the bottom of your plate. You can dip it in.
And that looks really good.
Because once you get the skin off the wings, there's nothing sauced. And sometimes you still want, like for the inside meat, you want a little more sauce. So you just shove it in there.
100%.
Yeah. So I appreciate that she just takes the bowl and just gives it that little drizzle. Especially with that, where you're getting like the chunks of garlic and Parmesan and stuff on it. Like that's got to be.
Right. And now they look done.
Your garlic Parmesan wings.
Really tender, really crispy, which is really nice.
Ladies, I got to tell you, we've had a blast. I think when you come down here, you better bring an appetite. And that cheeseburger soup.
Yeah, back up off my girl, man. He seemed like.
Right.
He was into more than the soup.
Well, Jeff, that was Grover's on Triple D. I don't know what more we can say that we haven't already said in those clips, but it's always fun, and I hope that we can eventually find the other episodes so that we can do more reactions for this.
For sure. We're the keeper of Buffalo secrets. This isn't a Super World Cup secret. Obviously, people know, but I feel like it's a blast from the past. We're kind of bringing up something a little old, and definitely ran out of things to say. Nothing left to say about the food or about Guy Fieri. I'm sure we covered it all.
and then some. But I think the only thing left to do, and what this really inspires me to do, is we do really have to start going to places, going to restaurants, checking them out. Maybe we don't do the fancy setups anymore. Maybe we're a secret cult, a secret podcast. Maybe we start moving in secret and doing secret audits of places.
There we go.
We don't want your best. We want what you're giving the everyday people, the good neighbors of Buffalo, and we want to know if it's a good product or not.
You see these two fat guys coming, you better bring your best.
Yep.
It'll be like that South Park episode where they're all Yelpers.
Yeah. And stay tuned because pretty soon we're going to have season 2 of Buffalo Burger Beef, including the actual food reviews of the restaurants. And just more drama because it just never stops.
It doesn't end with these burger places, man. How many times?
But those won't be the only places we cover.
No, but it's
here real soon.
It's a saga for our channel and for the Buffalluminati for sure.
The fact that I was like, we could make 2 seasons out of this, and then we are now.
Mean,
it
wasn't supposed to be like this, but
it's supposed to. It all starts with a one-off. That's why I'm curious what Albert's going to bring too.
I'm saying, you don't expect these stories to keep developing.
Is it going to go all the way up to SCOTUS? We're going to be in DC covering the Albert trial?
Yeah, I don't know. But I do know that the burger beef was not supposed to be this long. Well, you got restaurants closing down. You're like, all right, well, there goes that. There goes that. But nope, it comes back to life like a zombie.
A zombie with a new name. But that's been this episode of the Buffalluminati Podcast. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. and we'll catch you on the next one. Be a good neighbor.